I want to see you hyper prepared for the content of your presentation, but I don't want to see you prepare for the delivery of your presentation. And let me explain that a little bit. The content is all of the material, the in-depth, the breadth of everything that you've prepared to deliver. That's the message that you're conveying to your presentation audience, as opposed to the delivery itself. Now, picture someone who has prepared for weeks or months, standing in front of the mirror, regurgitating the same things over and over, memorizing jokes, memorizing certain phrases, and they stand up there in front of the audience and they look like a robot. They seem like a machine just relaying information, not making any of those human connections with your audience. Now, on the flip side, picture someone who has prepared a lot, maybe even for years, depending on what the presentation is for, on all of the content, all of the material. They know it, not just everything they're presenting, but they're thinking about possible questions that will be asked. They're thinking about anyone who might disagree with them and how they'll respond to that. They don't prepare the delivery, then they stand up and they are just authentic. They are themselves. They are natural. They're connecting with the audience. That's the kind of presenter I want to see. Picture the same principle in the interviewing world. So when I'm interviewing someone for a job position, I want to see someone who is quick on their feet. They are authentic. They are natural. They've done their due diligence in researching the company and the job position, maybe even the interviewers themselves. I want someone who can give on-the-fly responses based on their own perspectives and experiences and life, as opposed to someone who just, again, regurgitates those canned responses. They've prepared and hyper-prepared for the same interviewing questions, and I know that when I ask the question, they're just responding with what they've already pre-prepared. I don't want that, and I promise I will be a much harder interviewer to break through that shell if I see that. How do you find that balance, your personal balance, between being over-prepared and under-prepared? So the delivery itself, underprepared, you're going to come across as scatterbrained, which kills your credibility, that ethos side of this. Overprepared, again, you come across as a mechanical robot, just regurgitating memorized content. Humor is going to get lost if you're underprepared. But on the other hand, if you're overprepared, it seems forced and reused. I've seen some presenters in multiple scenarios across multiple years in multiple conferences give the same jokes that just kind of fall flat, as opposed to that sweet spot in the middle that is just an authentic, natural, on-the-spot kind of humor that hits home. What about the nerves? If you're underprepared, you're going to be feeling the nerves and they're going to eat at you during the presentation. If you're overprepared, even if you're not nervous, you will give the appearance of being nervous. It's weird. You'll come across as robotic, which makes it seem to the audience that you're just dying on the inside, whether you are or not. So find that sweet spot of giving a confident, natural feeling presentation with keeping those nerves in check. If you are underprepared, you're going to blunder and make lots of mistakes, which just eats away at your ethos or credibility. If you're overprepared, you're going to come across when you make mistakes as even more mechanical. I've even seen some overprepared presenters fake making mistakes to try to win some credibility points and connection points with the audience. Don't do that. It falls flat every single time. Find that sweet spot. You're going to make mistakes and that's okay, but when you're naturally giving a presentation and you're being authentic about it, those mistakes are just overlooked. You just keep going and you keep knocking out that presentation. Lastly, human connection. That sweet spot in between being underprepared and overprepared is connecting with your audience, and you can see that. You can see it in their eyes. You're looking at them, they're looking at you, they're responding to your emotion. It's like this wave that when you're really emotional about something or not, they just follow you throughout the presentation. That's awesome. If you're underprepared, you're not going to connect with them because you're worried about the content. You're worried about the delivery. If you're overprepared, you're also not going to connect with your audience because there's a block there. There's a human emotional block when you do come across as too robotic or mechanical in your delivery. Also, keep an eye on the very real opportunity cost of over-preparing your delivery. What other things could you be doing with that time that you're in front of the mirror giving the same presentation over and over again? Maybe it's spending more time in the content and learning it more. Maybe it is preparing your slide deck better. Or maybe it's just going outside on a walk with your family to unwind. Whatever it is, just keep that in mind that the more time you spend on delivery, hopefully you're not doing any, but if you do, just pay attention to what you could be doing with your time otherwise. I would challenge you with all of this, try to get feedback. If you know someone and have a personal connection with someone in the audience, ask them afterwards, hey, how natural was I in that delivery? Can you give me any feedback of something I could do more of or less of? That can be super, super valuable in helping you with your presentation. That experience is invaluable helping with your delivery. And any day I would recommend just giving more presentations, asking for feedback, viewing feedback real time. Watch your audience, pay attention to what they're doing. Are they distracted? Are they looking at you? Are they engaged? Are they doing something totally different or talking with each other? That's the kind of feedback that can be helpful instead of just standing there by yourself in front of a mirror practicing your delivery. So in summary, be hyper prepared with your content, but stay loose and natural and flexible in the delivery. And that typically comes by not practicing the delivery itself. Find your balance between being underprepared and overprepared. Whatever makes the most sense for you and fits your mold and your style best, thumbs up. Third, make sure that you are keeping an eye on that opportunity cost of what you could be spending your time on instead of practicing your delivery. You've got this. Thank you so much. I would love a like and a subscribe only if you found value with this. That's a feedback mechanism for me, is the more likes, the more views, the more subscriptions, I see that that's the kind of content that people are interested in, as opposed to those videos that don't get as many. So please let me know. And if you disagree, please let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you. Maybe we have a real-time debate in front of other people. I would love to do something like that. So let me know. Thank you so much. Take care.